Hey, Limitless fam. It is Labor Day week, which means it's Labor Day weekend. I hope you guys have a great time this weekend. We will not be going over the next chapter, but if you are in town, you don't have plans, we're dedicated to that breaking bread. And so feel free to come hang out with the Smiths. We'll be at Kuna Park about 11 a.m. Feel free to bring some food to eat and share, and we'll just be hanging out, having a good time with some family and friends. So this weekend, no chapter, but feel free to come hang out with us. And then also, I was reading Acts 6. That's going to be the next chapter that we do go over. And something stood out to me about these men. They were of good reputation, full of the Spirit, and full of wisdom. And as I was reading that with Arya and Avery, it just struck me, these are things that we should be pursuing. These are things that we should be praying for. And so I want to encourage you guys to just include those in your prayers for yourself, for your family, for your friends, parents. Please pray this over your kids, that they would have good reputation, be full of the Spirit, and be full of wisdom. We want to pursue those things. And there are opportunities around us to pursue those things. Sometimes that wisdom comes from sharing and experiences of others. And this past weekend, we were able to get together with the Boise Underground and just hear some stories, different ideas, inspiration, and get some training on what we are trying to do. Build relationships that change lives. They're people who have been part of disciple-making movements, doing things similar to the way we're aiming to do things. And it's just great to hear some of those stories and get inspiration. So we had 5 guys over at the Boise Underground that we were able to, because of our disruptive generosity, right? We were able to send 5 guys to be part of this and to get that heart and that inspiration and some vision and idea for how we could build relationships that change lives and be disciples who make disciples that make disciples. And that was such a good time. Not only did we send those 5 guys, but we also paid for the food for the multiple tables that were there filled. There was over 60 people who were saying, I want to be serious about this. I want to share and I want to learn and I want to be ready to go be a disciple who makes disciples. And so that was really great that we were able to do that because of our disruptive generosity. And there's some other things coming up. The following weekend after Labor Day is actually filled with some great opportunities to grow in more wisdom, inspiration, and some of those things are the Stories Unveiled conference. We bless, we begin with prayer, we listen, we eat, and we serve so that we can share our story and share the gospel story. And the Stories Unveiled is ladies sharing their stories of how God has been moving in their life, how he moved in their great inspirational stories. There's gonna be Mrs. Redbone. She's the mother of For King and Country. She's going to be there sharing her story. And so ladies, if you want to be there, if you want to go, let me know. We want to send you again. That's something that we were able to do last time. We want to do it again. There's also a disciple-making cohort starting with Boise Underground on September 7th, and something for our younger kids that's going to be We Will Go. It is something to gear our teens and our younger kids to be ready to pray for their friends, their family, their campus, their school campus. It's the idea of going into your campus and praying and be ready for that prayer, because it begins with prayer, that extraordinary prayer and fasting. And so that is September 9th. Just some things to put on your calendar. Love you guys. Hope to see you on September or on Labor Day if you guys are in town. But if not, let's take advantage of these things, because as we do, we will build relationships that change lives.